Alright, what's up everybody? How's it going? Good evening or good morning, depending on where you're at. It doesn't, it could be different depending on where you live, but for me it's evening, so a little bit of a late night stream tonight. I've been kind of a little bit busy today, so, but, nothing wrong, better late than never, just saying. So, as y'all know, we do go live on YouTube every single Monday. In case you guys did know, we go live every Monday night. Or every Monday, not necessarily night, but just sometime Monday. So, I never give direct times because my schedule can be all around the world when it comes to days, so I try to just say what day, as best as I can. And then on Tuesdays we stream on Twitch. So, but what's up, Gavin? Welcome to the stream, everybody. Microwave Burritos in here. Cow goes moo. Good to see y'all. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Hope you guys have had a great day so far. We're just loading in right here. It's taken quite some time, so taking a lot longer than I thought it would. Starting off with a question already. What happened to Red River Valley? Nothing has happened. That's usually always the direct answer. Nothing has happened. Gunner's been super busy, basically. And we've both been really busy during the summer. And I think he told me that he's about to get some free time. So hopefully very, very soon, Red River Valley is going to be back in full swing. That's the hopes right now. So I haven't been to SDC. I've been to Dollywood. I've been to both. So, both really good parks. Obviously, I love Dollywood myself. Hey man, what's up? How's it going? How long does it usually take to load SDC? I've never really timed it, but we're going close to 8 minutes, I think, because it's been loading since I started the stream. I'm not sure. I don't remember it usually taking this long, but you still grind streaming? I was here a couple... maybe years ago. Gotcha, yeah. But I got myself a little bit of a stream schedule where we're streaming on YouTube every single Monday now. So we're always going to be streaming Mondays and Tuesdays, because Mondays on YouTube, Tuesdays on Twitch. So I'm on both platforms, and I'm going to be streaming different content on both ones. So you're going to see Silver City Recreation on YouTube, and then all the JLW Entertainment stuff, parks, on Twitch. And occasionally we'll do some other games too, but most of the time it's going to be Planet Coaster, because I want to get Silver City done, and I want to get a lot of the stuff going on JLW Entertainment as well. So Twitch is where we're going to be working on like Red River Valley, and also Time City, what we've been working on most recently. So... been upgrading Time City and making it much better. But I heard the sound, so it should be coming up in just a few seconds here. There it is. Beautiful. I was like, I typically already have this loaded up, but I wanted to get the stream started with time. So when we left off, we were working on Midtown. We've been working on Midtown. I don't think we got a whole lot done in our last episode, but that is okay. We actually did some of the work right here by the train. We did some of this woodwork on some of these wooden walls, which are actually there because it's like this little cliff here, and then you have like this pathway that comes around, which is really, really cool. But all those that are saying hi, hello guys, welcome to the stream. Appreciate you being here. And then we also started on this building as well, which is also in Midtown. Of course, we've been wanting to do a lot of stuff here in the Midtown area. We last few episodes we worked on Kate's. We worked a little bit on the guest service building right here, and a little bit in this area, some of these fences and different stuff like that. And then of course started on this building. So the major buildings that we still have to get to after we build this one, I think we have like the old treehouse area that's going to go right here, which has not been used in many years. They took the ability to go in that out a long time ago. I actually think they took the treehouse or the house itself out, so there's actually no building on top of it. There's like a little employee building that goes right here as well, is for employees. And then there's grandfather's mansion that will go right there. And then there's just a few, you know, planters and stuff like that throughout here. And then basically Midtown will be pretty much done. So without further ado, let me bring up my reference photos for this building again. I've got multiple reference photos for this building. I took a lot of references for this specific area. So yeah, and then I do have a little piece right here that I kind of want to start building as well. I forgot we also have to build like Sullivan's Mill and all that fun stuff and connect it with the square and all that. So we still have that to do too. So we'll make sure we get it going. So I'm gonna build this little platform here that has a little small wagon on it. This should be fairly quick and pretty easy. So let's go ahead and go into building, and I can already tell what piece I'm going to use for this. We're going to go ahead and type wood, and we're going to get started with the green one right here, this wood and green piece, and we're going to make it that light blue color. It's kind of more of a faded blue, so it's always got, it's SDC, so it's got to be a little faded. Alright, so we're going to put this in, and it's going to come out to about right here. We're going to sink it into the ground a little bit here, because it does kind of go with this. We're just going to use we're just going to use one wall piece as well. This side is kind of even with the ground, so the terrain kind of moves around there. We might adjust the terrain a little bit to factor that in. But we're just going to go around like this and basically just make a piece that goes back here. I don't think that actually connects back there. It's just going to be just a nice little square piece here that sits on this. So let's go ahead. Since we don't have any path here, we can kind of sort of raise the terrain a little bit right here, just a little bit. There's also going to be a planter here that will also serve right there, which will be great. Let's go ahead and smooth that out a little bit, keep it smooth, and of course we're going to hide this little dip right here, that little mini cliff. We're gonna have to hide up, get it all hidden and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and click back into this. Let's go and build that. We're gonna build a floorboard right here, which we might actually want to use the toolkit item, like 2x10 pieces here, and we're going to make it about the same color because it is also blue. And then we're also going to need to make the fence that's going to go right here on top as well. So this should be fairly simple. We're just going to go in here, build this, and then just copy it on down. Bring it on down. A little bit of a gap there, and then we'll just copy more and make it speed up the process here, and then we'll put in that little wagon as well. That's also going to be in there. It will look fantastic. It'll look beautiful. What's up, Chip? How's it going? Welcome to the stream, and we'll go with that. Let's go down to one piece now, and the back part doesn't matter too much. Now looking at the fencing here, it's very small. We're probably going to go ahead and use the 2x4 for the fence that goes on here, because it is a very thin fence that is just going to go across here. So it's not super high up. And then we'll just go across here, and then let's get the longest piece here. Let's try and save on pieces. There's one there, and then one about midway down. Now we should be able to copy this all around all the way to the other sides. With ease. Actually, I just copy these two to the back, and that should be good. And then I should have probably done this beforehand, but that's okay. We'll put 2 middle support structure pieces there, and then I'll copy them on over. Alright, I might make this fence a little bit lowered. It's feeling a little bit lifted up too high here. So let's go ahead and lower that down just like so. And then we're gonna go ahead and fill it in with crates, barrels, and our little wooden wagon, which is awesome. So let's go ahead and get, oh, I thought I typed it in. Crate. There's actually no barrels. It looks like it's all crate. Team crate here. Okay, team crate. Let's go ahead and make these look a little bit more faded, because, you know, they're pretty faded. They sit out in a lot of weather conditions and stuff, so typically these are gonna be a little bit faded. Put a few here, and then we'll put one more that's also got like the blue color going for it in the corner here. Some sort of barrel on top. Then there's like some sort of small wagon. It's not that big, that's the problem. That's the problem we're gonna run into. These are all gonna be super big. Maybe the minecart will work the best. These are all way too big. I need something smaller. Closer, but still way too big. I mean, I could probably make my own really, really easily. In fact, we might just do that. So let's go ahead into our toolkit items. We're gonna make a quick cart. It's actually the same color as the deck as well. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's get a 2x10. Let's get a shorter piece here. And because I know exactly what I can do for the wheels, it's gonna be very, very simple and easy. So build these over a little bit like that, and then we probably want to use like the 2x4 here. Turn our angle snap on. 2x4. Boop. Maybe a 2x6. We'll see. As the edge pieces here. Oops. Yeah, the 2x4 will be just fine. Mighty fine. Let's go ahead and rotate that. We need a shorter, even shorter piece. So I'll do the 0.5 piece here. Put them on both sides. And now this guy definitely needs to get a set of wheels on it. So there are like wagon wheels that we can use here. Let's see if I can find them. These guys. Hopefully there's some the small ones will be not too big here. That was my fear. They are a bit big, but I think they are pretty big. Even the small ones are a little bit too big. Ooh, okay. How about these ones? Still big, a little bit big there. There's not like some tiny ones. Can use the water wheel. The water wheel is totally not too big, you know, but it will work. These ones are a little bit big too. No tire's not gonna get me anything I want. Just replace that wagon with a DeLorean time machine. I would, but it totally doesn't fit here either. Hey, the Mystic River Falls sign's still in here. Like, I thought I lost that. It's called 100 times. I thought it went missing, but I guess it is still here. Sweet. I'll have to put that up here in a little bit. Let's go to the toolkit items, see if I have anything in here. I doubt it. We do have a water wheel, which does look pretty nice, but not what we need. Let's head to the Steam Workshop and see if maybe I can find one. So we're gonna go, I haven't actually looked at the Theme Maker's Toolkit items in a while, so yeah, we're gonna do that. Theme Maker's Toolkits, and let's see what we can find here. I'm gonna search. We're just gonna search wheel and see what see what we can find. The kaleidoscope wheel, which is great for the time traveler logo. All right, we do have the ski lift. Looks pretty good, but I don't know exactly how big those are. And they are animated, which we should be able to turn the animation off. We can see that's extra large, 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 extra large. I wonder if there's a small one. We'll have to see. Let me type in ski, because this piece might work. We'll see. If there is a small one. There's an extra large and a large, so I'm hoping maybe there's a medium and small as well. I mean, why would there be a large and extra large? There's extra large, large. If not, we'll see how big the large is. I don't think we'll need the extra large. That just sounds... Oh, do I not have Theme Maker's Toolkit on here only? Because that's all we want. We just want Theme Maker's Toolkit items. There we go. It looks like it might just be the large and extra large. Alright. Let's go ahead and subscribe to one. I just want to see how big it is, because it looks like it's something that could work. Of course, we're going to have to refresh. Oh, my game's frozen. Nothing's moving. What did I do? Did I break it? Or is it trying to autosave? It hasn't been 30 minutes yet. Okay, there we go. I got research. There it is. Yeah, that's totally manageable. Sweet. I will use that. Perfect. As long as we can get it to not animate, we'll be just fine. Should be able to turn animations off though, so where it does not, we'll just make it stationary, and we should be good to go. So let me just select these guys. I'm gonna probably lift it up a little bit. Even though it is still technically going to be a little bit bigger than what it should be, but that's okay. This is manageable, you know? This needs to be a part of the building, because I did not add it. The default shapes. The shapes are going to be too big as well. If I tried to shape it up. Definitely way too big. This actually works just fine. They're still a little bit chunky, still a little bit too big than what the actual thing is, but that's okay. They work, you know. I'll take it. Those actually look pretty good. Let's go and find, I might use a pole to try and connect the two as well. I was gonna try and find a small crates that can fit in that, but my gosh, this is like one of the smaller ones too. Jeez. Oh, this is okay, because there's like little crates inside too. We might have to make our own. Hopefully the poles that I'm looking at are not gonna be too big. We can use the Q pole. These Q poles will work. Yeah. I'm not gonna put too incredible much details in here, you know. What park are we working on? We're in Midtown, so just a little bit past the entrance here. This is the little Midtown area. There's a lot of different buildings, shops, and mostly this is kind of like the Silver Dollar City Village. And during Christmas time, this is the place they light up with millions of lights. The entire park has lights, but this area. They did a few years ago. They redid a few years ago with the lights, and they added so many more lights to light it up even more than usual. And it's absolutely bananas how many lights they put in this area. It's insanity. It's absolutely an insane amount of lights, but it's really, really good. It's like so bright, like it lights up the entire area. Like a crazy amount. But it's just bananas. Bananas. But yeah, Midtown's one of those areas where I just not had developed at all. So I've been working on it the last few episodes. Love me some good Christmas lights. Like I said, when I am finished with this eventually, I really want to do a Christmas version with just tons of lights, have the Christmas tree on the square, different stuff like that, and make like a Christmas festival version. I might even do a Pumpkins in the City version eventually too, if the Christmas one does well. Yeah, I'm gonna do different versions of the park. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna do Christmas and everything like that. So we'll see how much we can do. All right. Obviously, not gonna be able to use the huge one like I would want to. That way, we don't have to use as many parts. It's actually this kind of color too, which works in our favor. So. But this is gonna hide our little cliff here. We don't want that showing. We wanted to make it look like it's just a little planter here. That's what we want. Because we don't want that that drop off there showing. So we're gonna hide it up with planters. Because I mean that's all it is right here anyways. So it's a great way to hide it. Alright. How's the McDonald's coming along? Unfortunately, I haven't got to that far. Sorry. I know you're the one that absolutely loves McDonald's, but unfortunately, I haven't got that far. Have you ever thought about doing... There is a McDonald's down the road from Soror City, though. A few minutes away. You ever thought about doing vlogs when you visit parks? Maybe a separate channel if you want to stay game. I actually do have some vlogs already. SCC has McDonald's. No. It does not. Your birthday's next week? Well, happy early birthday. What's up, Brandon? Happy birthday. Happy early birthday to you. Would I consider dating Ronald McDonald? Unfortunately, I already got the bling on the left, so no, unfortunately not. I'm already taken. Sorry, Ronald. Having McDonald's for dinner. I made myself some chicken parmesan for dinner tonight. It was really good. I liked it a lot. Alright, so what we can probably do here is I can probably just connect these together. And we can get rid of that gap that we don't want. Just kind of like that. We'll just do that. That will work beautifully, perfectly fine. And I think there actually is a little bit, or a little planter thing going on over here. My birthday is tomorrow, literally. All right, well, happy early birthday to you as well. I mean, that's awesome. So many birthdays. Wow, my birthday was last month, about a month ago. Man, I can't believe my birthday was a month ago already. Jeez, time just flies by. Because my birthday's on August 22nd. So what am I getting you? Cal and Brandon for our birthdays. I'm giving you an awesome live stream. I would definitely give you McDonald's if I had the chance, for sure. You know, because I know how much you love McDonald's, so that would definitely be a must for you. I think that would be a good gift for you. All you can eat McDonald's. This might be a little bit higher than what it actually is, but that's okay. That's not good enough? How about all you can eat McDonald's? All you can eat. Birthdays in a month. See, everyone's having birthdays pretty soon. We all have close birthdays. Isn't that awesome? Happy birthday to all of us. Everyone here. Silver dollar McDonald's. Oh boy. Bye. I'm guessing you're leaving the stream. So, see you later. Thanks for joining. My birthday was a month ago. See, we're all within a month or two, it seems like. My birthday is next April. Oh. So, not too far away. Or, like, not too close. I don't know why I said not too far away, because that's obviously pretty far. Sorry, McDonald's is gross. See, I personally don't eat McDonald's very often. I only have it a couple times a year. Very, very rarely. I don't typically end up craving it at all myself, but remember me, bro. It's night for me. It's night for me as well. It's just after 10 p.m. for me, because I'm over in the Central Standard Time. Alright, so I want to see if there's like a statue that will work, because there's like this creepy statue here. It's like a really creepy statue. It's like a little girl, like the statue's like this, of this little girl with like a, I forgot what it is. I think it's like it's supposed to be like a fake fountain or something like that. It's really interesting. A lot of people say it's haunted, so a lot of people say there's a lot of areas in Sword Art City that are said to be haunted. Fire in the Holes being one of them. Actually, here in Midtown, there's actually a couple spots that are said to be haunted. Pretty much almost anything in the park, I guess you could. It seems like. All right, these are way too big. I don't think there's gonna be anything the size that I need. Everything's gonna be too big. I need something really small. I might not really have anything. We could do nah, I don't know. One of the Seven Dwarves, maybe. Gargoyle kind of fits in there. Worst comes to worst, we might have to put something in there that's not actually in there. So like a gargoyle or something that does kind of fit in that spot. I mean, we'll place you as a placeholder for right now, because there's just nothing else. I think that's gonna. I mean, we could put a toilet. I mean, that's close enough, right? Not really. We could put Walt Disney and Mickey, maybe. 10:17 here. Ah, so we're in the same time zone then. In the same time zone. Kings Island, for some reason, is claimed to be haunted. Someone actually died in fire in the whole way back, didn't they? Couldn't find much info on it. I don't think there's much info on it, and as far as I know, as far as I'm concerned, it's just a myth. I don't know if it's actually true. The only story that I've really heard, and I've heard different stories, and because I call it a myth, is because no one actually knows what happened. So I kind of, what the heck is that? I don't remember subscribing to that thing. Maybe it was like in a other park where I had to download it. What the heck are these things? It's a microwave. Anyways, the only story I've really heard that sounds the most accurate is that a train accidentally went into a maintenance area that has low clearance or something like that, and that's about all I know. And I don't even know if that's true, to be honest. To me, I find it just a myth, but and of course, it's not able to do that anymore, I'd imagine. Have you done any completed recreations of a full park? No. I've recreated some other like coasters, but I've never done a full park, because this is the first park I started recreating back in 2016 is when I started it, after the full game of the release came out for the game, is when I actually started this. And I've been on and off working on it, so. But now we're working on it a lot more often. We're working on it weekly. Every single week we're working on it. So have to go to bed since I have school tomorrow. All right, see you, Microwave Burrito. Thanks for joining us. You have a wonderful night. Bum, 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 ba-da-dum-dum. Okay, so we do have, I'm going to have to work on this building because it is kind of separate. They are connected, but it is kind of its own building. It's a different color and it has its own different style as well. Thanks, you too. All right, we'll see you later. All right, so we got that. I kind of want to go put up Mystic River Falls sign real quick since I actually found it. I couldn't find it for the longest time. I thought it got taken down. Maybe it did for a little bit, but it's back up here. I see it now. That is a lot smaller than I thought it would be. Maybe I just need to make this smaller. Maybe my scaling is that bad. It probably is. Or is this the small one? This might... I think there was a big one and a small one. I can't remember. But I feel like this is the big one. That seems small. That seems a little bit too small. Because there's also this sign. See, this one doesn't have a name. It's called 100 Times. So let me see... Because someone made this for Darren because he's making a recreation of Mystic River Falls. So someone actually made this in the toolkit items. It's recolorable, and don't know why the default colors aren't correct for the sign, but no biggie. All right, I just wanted to place that down so I had the what the colors are here. So we need that. The white, I believe, is correct. The black needs to be that kind of blue. That has a little, kind of like a little cyan blue. Oh wait, that was not the right one. That was the yellow. That was supposed to be, I clicked on the wrong thing there. There we go. Mystic River Falls, and then I think the other blue is the same as well. Yeah, that looks right. Looks about right. Do I have all the DLC packs? Yes, I do. Every time a DLC pack came out, I was right on it. Okay, so we need to make the support structure right behind it, which are like these brown support structures that are kind of like these steel beams. So maybe we can find some good ones here. That seems a little bit big. I do have some toolkit item ones as well. But I was also thinking about using the framework pieces here. And these are like a brown color, so kind of a dark brown. I might have to find something that works a little bit better than these, so. Because these are a little bit too thick. They're too thick! Hold on, I thought there might have been maybe like the aerodynamics poles here. Oops. I need something tiny. We need something small. There's gotta be something. Gotta be something in here. Those are... If I just had something smaller than that. Let's check the art shapes here. Let's go look at art shapes and see if there's a... I think there's a toolkit item that has like a thin like pole. Oh, we're in autosave. Gosh, dang it. The death on fire in the hole is real because I read it on Fake Science Monthly. Yeah, that sounds reliable. Totally. Do you have all the... Oh, alright, I already read that. Oops. I don't know if my computer or if this is a hard to explain question, but how to make Planet Coaster more smooth quality. So it just kind of depends on your specs. If you have a computer like mine, you don't really have to worry about it. It's going to run smoothly pretty much anytime. Like in this giant park that I have already built, I'm still getting 30 to 40 frames a second, which is crazy. Absolutely bananas. But of course, I have a Ryzen 9 5900X 12-core processor, and I also have a RTX 3080 Ti graphics card. So, so yeah, I'm gonna have pretty good performance on pretty much most parks. But if you're on kind of like, again, I don't know what your specs of your PC are, but the best thing you can do is go into the graphics settings, start messing with those, and see what gives you the best performance overall. Whether you can have your textures lower quality or something like that. So if you're gonna be more of a creator, I would definitely say while you're building stuff, put everything kind of like at a lower quality. If again, this is if you can't have it at high qualities, if you don't have like a super high-end PC, put everything at kind of lower qualities, not super low, unless your PC is a potato, then yeah, you're gonna have to go super low. But yeah, just do that. And then if you do like if you want to like make really nice looking videos, make sure you have download Cheat Engine and then do the speed hack, and then you can when you're recording, you can make the game run real slow, which will give you higher frame rates. But then you can put your graphics back up. Obviously, you're gonna be having some crappy frame rates, but when you use Cheat Engine, you can slow it down, and then in post-production, you can speed the footage back up to speed, and it will be nice, smooth footage. That's what I do. So works really, really well. Do you know what card? Oh yeah, asking if you know what graphics card. And Planet Coaster is very CPU and uses a lot of the CPU as well. So it's good to have a really good processor on your PC as well. So then there's me literally running Planet Coaster on my MacBook Pro. It actually runs surprisingly well. I mean, if it works well, then no big deal. I wish I had Planet Coaster on PC. I'm stuck on console, but hey, at least it's something. I've played the console edition. I have the console edition on my PlayStation 5. I usually just hook up a mouse and keyboard because it works. It's a lot easier to run on a mouse and keyboard than using a controller. So that's what I do, is I hook up my mouse and keyboard if I ever play the console edition. I don't really play it. I just got it to try it out. And of course, I've never really picked it up again because I have the PC version. So switched to PC in January, and I love it. Awesome. They have a limit on how much you can build. Yeah, again, if you're on next-gen consoles, that limit is a little bit higher, not as bad, which is good. So thanks so much. I messed around with the graphics and settings, and also have decently good graphics card, and it looks a lot better. Yeah, so that's what I would do. Like, if you're just trying to get higher frame rates, you're gonna have to turn the graphics down a little bit, and just kind of mess around. What graphics really do you need? Like, for instance, if I go to my graphics settings right now, I have everything on high or ultra right now, but for instance, go through each one. Like effect quality, do I need this on high? Or can I get away with it on low or medium? Texture quality, can I maybe do low or medium? And then on ambient, like just mess around, see how much it changes stuff, and if it's something that you can maybe sacrifice a little bit, go for it. For some reason, depth of field's on. I don't know why that's on. But yeah, like water quality. If, say, you don't really have much water in your park, if any, turn that to low. Shadows, you could probably get away with. There's a lot of settings here. Lowest, low, medium. You could probably get away with like lower, medium on those while you're building and stuff. But again, if you're like doing some productions and actually doing some cinematic stuff, crank those back up and use Cheat Engine. Cheat Engine's really good for doing. I don't recommend using Cheat Engine for any online games because that's very, very frowned upon. But like for like single player games like Planet Coaster, you can use pretty well. Am I doing an exact replica? Yes. I'm trying to be as accurate as I can. But yes, we're trying to do a perfect recreation of Sodor City. Again, since I do work there, I get a lot of inside scoops and know a lot of the backstage areas as well. So, yeah. Everything is coming along. Of course, we've been working on Midtown, and right now we're trying to get the Mystic River Falls sign up, since we do have Mystic River Falls. Looks incredible. Thank you. I have a whole series on it that I've been working on. And we've been streaming it every single Monday night, or every Monday. Most of the time it's at night, but we've been streaming it on Mondays. What piece was I gonna look at? I think it was a toolkit item, but I can't remember. No, we're gonna go. That's right. We're gonna go to art shapes. There is a toolkit item art shape that might actually be pretty small. These beams, beautiful. These beams are the one. That's what I was looking for. Something around this size too. That's great. I do have a Mystic River Falls sign. I do have a picture of it, so let me bring that up. Actually, I have a slow motion video of the Mystic River Falls sign as well. There it is. Boom! Right there. I have a slow-mo version of it as well, which is great. I might redo the rock structure here and the little waterfall thing to fit the sign, because the sign again is. This is actually a much lighter brown than I thought it was. So let's go and change that. Whoa, Jas, did you just send $20 or $19.99? What? Forgot to put message, but thanks for always providing entertainment. Well, I appreciate that. You're awesome. Thanks for the $20. Like that was definitely unexpected. That's actually the first actual donation on YouTube I've gotten, or like super chat. Again, I've never used super chat before, and I just figured out how to turn it on after the last stream, so I really do appreciate it. And then Rock, $10. I can already tell I'm going to be a big fan, although I might not be able to pop in on the stream very often. That's totally okay. I appreciate that. You guys are awesome. You guys, it's totally unexpected. Thank you guys. Okay, so the Mystic River is actually blue on the actual sign, so I'll have to change that. But thank you guys so much. I appreciate that. I've gotten donations on Twitch before, but never on YouTube, so that's awesome. You guys are legends. But yeah, if you ever have time, I do have you can go all the way back to my 2016 videos. I've been working on this since 2016, and I'm actually picking it back up. There was a few points in time where it would just kind of died out, and I didn't work on it for long periods of time, which I do kind of regret, since I should have had it done by now. But these are actually really nice, and these are toolkit items, so I never realized I had these, but I'm glad I do, because this is definitely a game changer, and since they're so small, they actually work really well for this. I actually probably should put this all into one piece. There we go. Another a match Jack's donation. Well, thank you guys so much. That's holy crap. That's a total of $40. You guys didn't have to do that, but holy crap. Thank you guys so much. How does that look from the front? That's the part that matters. Okay, that looks pretty good. And again, I'm gonna have to match the sizing with this, because obviously this is definitely oversized over here. So let's go ahead and adjust this. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna redo this rock structure here. So let's go ahead and delete all this. Okay. And we'll build it around the Mystic River Falls actual sign here. These were not part of the building, unfortunately, so we can get rid of all those. Since Cortland can't donate, here's another $5. Well, what's with all the donations, though? You guys don't have to do that. Another $5. Thank you so much, Rock. $12.90. Appreciate that. You guys are amazing. Thank you guys so much. But yeah, we stream I'm going to be streaming every Monday night, and most of the time, about 99% of the time, we stream the Silver City Recreation. I've been doing that for a little over a month now. I've been trying to commit to get do live streams for you every single week, so I've been trying to get on that habit. I might use a thicker. I actually might think these are too thin. Which is crazy. Now there's a little thing that says Silver City at the bottom. I might let that detail go just because there's no real way of doing that. So this was actually made for Darren's recreation. I think there was a guy that made or Darren asked him that knows how to do like 3D modeling, and he asked him to see if he could do this, and he actually used it, and so I uploaded it to the Steam Workshop, and I'm gonna go ahead and use it for mine as well, because obviously that looks 100% accurate. So as for this, we need to go with the blue here, because this is kind of like, it's not the correct blue. Let's go lighter. Because on this sign, it's actually blue. On all the other stuff, it's not. So that might be a little bit darker, a little bit. Starting a new channel, but I don't know how. I don't know how to go live. Have you installed OBS, or are you using something else? I use OBS for my streaming software. But if you don't have OBS, just search it on Google real quick. OBS download. It's a free to use program that you can use for recording your screen, recording and streaming. You can use it for recording and streaming. You can record on Twitch. You can record on, or you can stream on Twitch and YouTube through it. You can pretty much stream on any platform you want. So, very, very good tool to have, and it's an added bonus that it's free. So, and then you can do like a lot of different alerts and stuff like that. I need to turn my alerts on for YouTube, so I can get alerts going for when you guys do donate to me. So I really do appreciate that, of course. And of course, I need to get alerts on for that, so so everyone can see those very generous donations. So. But yeah, you can use OBS. It does take a little bit of time to mess with the settings to get it to where your stream will be nice and smooth. Every time I've had to set up OBS, it takes me a little bit to figure it out. I've actually just figured out how to get my streams pretty good smoothness on Planet Coaster. I was struggling there for a while, for a long time. Like I literally just got it to where it works fine now. It just depends on your PC. It can change. It changes all the time. So I'm gonna use some toolkit rocks, because there are some really nice rocks on the toolkit items here, and I might use a bit of this one, and then there was another one. This one's really nice as well, that we might put as the backdrop, and it's kind of has that texture to make it look like it's actually very wet, which is actually very, very nice for us here. Let's see what would look the best here. But I use this rock a lot, so we're going to continue to use it here. And then of course we're going to have to set up that waterfall as well, right behind it. I'll try it out tomorrow. Thanks. Yeah, and like I said, you can go find some tutorials on it too. There's probably some tutorials on YouTube or something like that on how to use the program to the best to your advantage. So but yeah, I hope if you do start streaming, I hope it goes well for you. And good luck with it. Streaming can get frustrating at sometimes, because obviously when you first start out, you're not going to have any viewers. But you know, they'll come in with time. You just gotta remain patient, and you'll get better at it as well. Like, and then eventually you'll find something that kind of kicks it off. I remember what kind of kicked my channel off was Theme Park Studio. So In my opinion, the best ride at Silver City is Wildfire. Everyone knows I'm obviously going to be a little biased, but my favorite one's Outlaw Run, of course. I do of course enjoy Wildfire myself. I do have Wildfire as my third favorite ride in the park. I got, for me personally, I got Outlaw Run at number 1, and then Time Traveler at number 2. Let's see if I'm trying to get this one to match the colors down below on the last one, but I'm not doing a good job at it so far. Maybe go a little bit darker here. There's just so many things you can change on this too, which is interesting. We need to lower this because the sign actually is about the same height, so let's go ahead and lower this down a little bit. And the water's gonna come over. Yeah, I got Time Traveler at number 2, Outlaw Run at number 1, at number 3, Wildfire, number 4, Powder Keg, number 5, Thunderation, number 6, Fire in the Hole, number 7, Expo Coaster. Of course, Expo Coaster is just the little kiddie coaster, the little dinky Zamperla kiddie coaster. Nothing crazy there. All right, let's see if we can get the colors right here. It's gonna be tough, but I believe in us. I want to get as close as I can. It is kind of cool how you can change the different textures, colors on this rock, which is another reason why I like this rock a lot as well. I'm trying to blend it in with the other ones so they kind of look like they go together, at least somewhat. Alright, this is kind of set up kind of like where it has some rocks coming out here a little bit. Expo Coaster number 1. My friend moved away from Missouri a year after Time Traveler opened. I do like Time Traveler. I was really hoping it would top Outlaw Run, and for the longest time I tried to convince myself it was better, but I could not find myself to rate it over Outlaw Run after a while. Of course, for some of you that do know, I did open Time Traveler. So when it first opened, I was the team lead over there, and I did come back to Outlaw Run the following season, and I've been back at Outlaw Run ever since. So, but I'm big on very nice or really intense rides. That's just my style that I enjoy the most. So. Whistlepunk Chaser is number 1 at Dollywood. Exactly the same as Expo Coaster, so weird comparison, but I do think that Kumba and Wildfire are really close in quality. Have been on both, and I still haven't made a full decision on which one I like better. I've been on both. Everyone says Kumba's the best B&M sit-down. I've been on both, and I actually will be able to ride Kumba again in November because I'm going back to Busch Gardens in November, but it's hard. It's a hard decision for me. I don't know. I can't figure out which one I like better. My first instinct, I felt a little disappointed with Kumba. I still loved it, but for some reason I felt like Wildfire was better a little bit. But Kumba's got much more of the length, and I don't know. It's hard for me. I'll have to remind myself after I rewrite it again. You know what I'm saying? Howler runs better than Whistlepunk, despite being 20 years older. Howler at Holiday World, because I've been on that one too. Those are the 3 Zamperla kiddie coasters I've been on. I've actually been on all 3 of those. And I have to say, Howler was a good one. I've been on Whistlepunk once, and then I've been on Expo Coaster I think a couple times maybe. I can't even remember. Howler's my number 1, easily. It's just easily the best. No doubt. Let's see if we can get the water in here. That's actually not looking too bad. Is it perfect? No, but it's actually not looking too bad. I mean, I don't know if you can see my phone very well, but yeah, it's looking pretty good. And we just got to get that water in the background, and go from there. Might add a couple more small rock pieces to finish it off, but it's coming together. Coming together. Let's see if we can get some water. The water in here. Okay. I have to push play here. Now, obviously, we can't have anything too big here. We don't want anything too big. And I'm thinking about just using... Trying to think of how I want to go about this. I know you have the waterfall top piece that you can use, but that's just too big. That's just too much water, I think. And that's what I was using on the previous version of this rock structure, but... What phone is that? Just curious. This is the Galaxy S21 Ultra. Really, really good phone. It has a full DSLR camera on the back, which is crazy. Very, very nice phone. Very, very pricey, but it's very, very nice. Alright, so that's the waterfall. Just don't know how I want to go about this yet. And I'm thinking about just doing some simple particles that kind of go like this, and then maybe put multiple ones of these down so it's not overdone. Because I think these might work and get the job done the way we need them. And just put, because I'm thinking about just putting a couple of these down, kind of like this. That way it's just not overdone. I mean, that doesn't look... I wish we had some better water pieces sometimes. I wish there's some better particle effects that I could use here. That top one's... unsure about that top one. Like I said, we could use the waterfall, but it's just a little much. You know, it's a little bit too much. Maybe if we lowered it down? What happens when I flip it upside down? Just curious. Because I want those water lines, kind of. If I could just have the water lines, the splashing is just a little bit too much. What do I have? This is pouring huge. Isn't there a midsection piece? Alright, here's a midsection. I might just go with this midsection. I just... And if we place it in the right spot, it might work perfect. We gotta get in the right spot. Might not be lined up with this just properly yet. See, this is very kind of thin. It's hard to see it. Some angles you can see it better. Well, actually, no, like... Since it's a midsection, it's kind of hard to see. I think the other way was actually the way. Yeah, that's better. Can actually see it. Now if we lower it down to just the right spot, let it set for a second. See, it kind of it disappears when you get close. When you're far away, you can see it, but when you get up close, it disappears. What's up with that? That's kind of wonky. That's why I can't figure it out because it disappears when you get close to it. I've never realized it does that. Obsessed with roller coasters, but I don't know anyone else who is because I'm 12. People just think I'm kind of weird. Hey, I'm in the same boat. All my friends, I'm the only one. Okay? The only way I can ever nerd out is when I get online with you guys, like other people that love them, like that's another reason why I love streaming and stuff, because I get to do all my nerdy coaster talk. My wife, Jessie, definitely not a nerd like I am, so she likes riding coasters, but she's not like an enthusiast, I would say, Definitely not an enthusiast by any means. She just enjoys the ride, I guess you could say. I feel like this is going to be kind of the best option. I don't like how it disappears when you get up close. That's so bizarre to me. Does it always do that? Yeah, it does. It's just bizarre how it disappears when you get close up. Kind of weird. Might be have to be a thing that we kind of have to deal with, but didn't meet another enthusiast. I was 15, and he's still only one open. Like all my supervisors, they're all GP. Everyone that works at Silver City, most of them are all GP. There's a couple of them that kind of have knowledge, but for the most part, I'm kind of like by myself. Alright, I'm going to place that there. For now. It just sucks because when you get up close, it disappears, so. But from afar, you can actually see it's actually a little bit too high up, but we'll let it be for now, because we got the Mystic River Falls sign, and it's looking pretty good. Pretty solid. I don't think anyone I know understands my obsession. Hey, I do. I became obsessed with coasters and all that stuff shortly after I started riding them, Shortly after. At least we're unique. I know, everyone just doesn't get the fascination I have. Like, yes, I love riding coasters, but I love just, watching them as well. Like when I see, track and everything, being built, I don't know what's so satisfying for me. There's a beauty behind it. There's an art behind it that I love. You'll know, if you ever go to Silver City and go onto the, say, observation deck of Wildfire with that backdrop and that beautiful track with the coaster, it's a work of art. Definitely the best, the most picturesque coaster at Silver City is definitely Wildfire. Especially the nice smooth B&Ms. They just glide through the track and it's amazing. Literally just glide through it like glass smooth, It might not be as smooth on ride, but B&M's always smooth, mostly smooth, but yeah, the background. I wish I could get that background with, oops, that's right. For some reason, multi-sampling was turned on. I don't know why that's turned on, but it is. It doesn't work with reshade that way. I wish I could get that backdrop here in Planet Coaster. That's why it's not going to look as special. And it's also on the edge of the map, so I had to literally just put tons of trees here, and you can see how much of a dip it takes right there. With all that custom lift audio. There it goes. I've done just barely any custom support. I've only custom supported the lift hill on Wildfire so far. And a little bit of the first drop, not much. I had Outlaw run night rides last month and moved 5 up spot. Dude, it has one of the best night rides. Hate it when I spent 6 hours drawing blue fire from Europa Park and my hand's pretty much tied. It's the only video on my channel that has more than 50 views. Nice. So you like so you're drawing it, which is cool. I wish I could draw. I hate it when people say flying fish or it's because they're not. I guess I don't have the context. I don't understand. I got Voyage, Beast, and Outlaw Run rides this year, and so got all the good ones, all the best ones, exactly. I never got to. I've rode Voyage in semi-dark, but it wasn't like completely dark yet, unfortunately. But man, I love the sky, or this custom sky. It looks great. Too bad it moves with the camera, so doesn't work well if you're doing moving videos unless you only go like left and right and forward and back, because if you like move your camera left and right, it's gonna follow the cursor there. But if you use just these, it actually can work. So I'm thinking about when I do cinematic videos, I might keep the skybox, the custom skybox there, but only when I do just don't do movements like this, you know. Now POV is also not gonna work properly, but oh, we want to get on the other train. Holiday World greater than over SDC. They're pretty close. The only thing that would make me say Holiday World's not better, obviously they got a great water park, and everything's great there. The only reason why I wouldn't pick it is just because they need more coasters, and they need more steel coasters too. They have some great wooden coasters. They just need more of a collection. You know what I'm saying? But I absolutely love Holiday World. One of my favorites, actually. So, not bashing Holiday World, but they need a few more coasters for me to consider them over SDC. Dollywood versus SDC. I feel like SDC's been getting more in that conversation and of people's favorites over Dollywood. For the longest time, everyone was like, hands down, yeah, it was Dollywood. Dollywood's better, the best one, better out of the two. But lately, Silver City's been kind of coming into that ranking a little bit higher lately. I've seen a lot more people lately saying they like Silver City more than Dollywood, which does kind of surprise me sometimes. And I can see it going both ways. I feel like Dollywood just has a little bit more to offer when it comes to like thrilling rides and thrill rides and attractions, but SDC just has so many unique factors to it as well. So it's hard for me to pick one because obviously working at Silver City, I could be a little biased towards SDC. But when I first went to Dollywood, I was saying, yeah, Dollywood's better because I felt like the rides were better quality. Overall, because you know when you compare the rides together, a lot of the rides have sister rides. So like Outlaw Run's sister ride is going to be Lightning Rod. You can compare those two. To me, I like Lightning Rod better. I love Outlaw Run. It's still in my top 5, but Lightning Rod's higher up. Wildfire and Wild Eagle, I think I prefer Wild Eagle. It's got great terrain and it's a wing coaster, so it's kind of hard to compare the two because they're not the same coaster type, but it's the closest thing you have that goes together. Then you got Blazing Fury and Fire in the Hole. That one's kind of closer, but Blazing Fury much more smoother, or way more smooth, but Fire in the Hole is kind of the original, and it still has the splashdown section too. The splashdown, I think, is kind of a huge thing for it, so that's what it has going for it. And it has such a dark, and I like the ball knobber theme as well. So it's kind of hard for me. Like, am I gonna choose the smoothness over everything else? But I think Fire in the Hole has the edge for me just a little bit, just because of it of the theme and still having the splashdown at the end as well. Because I love the splashdown. Because every time I read Blazing Fury at the end, I just feel like that splashdown should be there, and it used to be, but they took it out. So, every boomerang I've been on has been super rough. I've only been on 2. The one at Six Flags St. Louis and the one at Worlds of Fun. I don't really care for them. I've never really cared for those rides at all. I hate it when people complain about boomerangs because they're good rides, and I don't care if they're clones. Yeah, I don't really care if something's a clone as long as it's a good ride as well. But me, I don't hate boomerangs, but I've never really loved them particularly. You know, I'll ride them if they're there, but usually I'm good after one ride. And I don't usually think I need to get another ride on them. But I'd say some boomerangs are rougher than others. It just depends on which one you go to. But between the 2 I've been on, I can't really tell. I haven't been on the World Fun one in such a long time, so I'm not sure. The one at St. Louis wasn't horrible. I mean, I would probably say it's probably smoother, but I just don't know. I love a park that I can get lost in. Absolutely. I've been to SDC 4 times and still haven't memorized the layout. Obviously, since I've been growing up there, I know the entire layout easily, but I do hear a lot of people saying that the layout's confusing. To me, it's just a big circle, like most parks. You can go to the right or left when you start, and you can end back up to the other side. It's a big loop, but there's a lot of break-off points that lead into dead ends into other areas. So it is a big loop, and then it also has some shortcuts in the middle. That's kind of how I view it, because you have Midtown, which is kind of that shortcut area that can get you to different sections faster. If you want to go to the back of the park, just go straight up the middle with Midtown, go down the corkscrew path, and you're in the back of the park. They're kind of like shortcuts. But it kind of has basically that big loop that you can kind of see right here that I've designed, or obviously with my recreation here. It has this big loop, main loop right here, kind of like the main street, I would say, and then it kind of breaks off into dead ends, like Powder Keg's dead end, American Plunge and Wildfire's dead end, Outlaw Run's dead end, and then Fireman's Landing's all by itself off to the side, and then of course you have Expo back here in its backside as well. So, but I love getting lost too. When I first went to Dollywood, I didn't know it very well. I got myself lost in it. It was great. But it has more of a straightforward loop. So I can see why people would think Dollywood's layout makes a little bit more sense and easier to navigate, because it is just basically one loop. With very little dead end points. I mean, the most dead end point there is probably Wildwood Grove in its own area now. But so yeah. Batman clone is good in every seat. I've only been on one Batman clone, and that's Six Flags St. Louis, and I love it. Not to bring drama, but I don't think Variable deserved the bad treatment from the community. I loved Variable's videos. I had no problem with them. I know he had some controversial stuff and everything, but I'm not going to get into that or anything. But I was really kind of upset when he did stop doing Planet Coaster, but I can understand why he did stop. But all the stuff he made was absolutely beautiful. You cannot deny that. I go back to some of his videos sometimes, and he kind of introduced the world. Or I think there may have been someone that did it before him, but as far as I know, he's the first one that I realized that did reshade and everything. The first one I saw that ever did use reshade in Planet Coaster. Don't know if there was someone before him, but he was the first channel I saw that actually used it. And that's where I found the idea of reshade. And then of course Misty's has helped me out a lot. Probably not watching right now, but Misty's is a really great creator in Planet Coaster, and just created some really awesome presets that I use now and reshade that are just amazing. So my favorite ride is Rock and Roller Coaster, because I've only been to The Orlando Disney Parks, awesome. I've been on Rock and Roller Coaster. I only got one ride on it, but I remember it being really awesome. I had to wait for quite a long time for it, though. I was waiting in line for quite a bit on that one. Plan on going to Universal anytime soon? I'm going in November. I'm taking a Florida trip in November. I'm going to be going to Universal, and I'm also going to Busch Gardens. Because I have to go ride Velocicoaster. I got to get down and ride it. You know, ever since it opened, I've started planning on making a trip down there. So I've had friends and other people that work at SDC that have already ridden it, and got to get down there. So I planned a trip for Florida in November, where Silver City's closed for a week in November, so I'm going to go down there. We're going to go to Busch Gardens, and we're also going to go to Universal as well, the Universal Parks, because I haven't gone since 2019, and I usually go every couple of years, so not Disney, no. I can't afford... I probably could afford it, but I really don't want to spend that much money to go to Disney, and I couldn't squeeze it into the week, so... And, I think Disney's just a little overpriced, and I was not impressed with Disney when I did go last time, so it just didn't do it for me. And I know that's probably an unpopular opinion, but I did not care for Disney as much. Universal was way better to me. I just thought Universal was way better, in my opinion. Of course, I probably didn't get enough time in Disney, because... I didn't get a whole lot of time in each park, but I just wasn't as impressed as I was with Universal overall. When I just, you know, it's all opinion based, but I can understand why people can like Disney, but I just felt like, I don't know, maybe it was just the time I went was a bad time. I don't know. I might go to Florida over spring break for Iron Gwazi. I was hoping Iron Gwazi was going to be open, but because I already made my plans before they announced when that was opening. So this will be my second trip to Busch Gardens, Tampa. And the last time I went in February, obviously I just got to look at Iron Gwazi. That was all I got to do. So I'm sure I'll be back and I'll be able to eventually to the Disney Wolf $4.99. Give it another go when Tron comes. Yeah, I'll definitely have to go. I definitely want to get back to Disney, but I have to give myself more time. But this next Florida trip, unfortunately, I won't be able to go. But thank you so much for the $4.99. I appreciate it, Trask. With all the donations today, I appreciate those. I'm glad that they're working. I didn't know if they worked or not because I turned it on the last stream, but I think I had to restart the stream before it would actually work properly. So I'm glad it's working. But I'm excited for Iron Gwazi. It probably won't be for another year or two or more before I actually am able to get on it, unfortunately. I was hoping it'd be open by the time I went in November, but unfortunately it's not going to. But that's okay. There's a lot of good rides there already. I'm going to head to bed now. Good night, everyone, and see y'all next time. We'll see you later. Hey, Jess. Yeah, we need to get back. I want to go back when the Tron ride opens, and then, of course, we haven't been there since Toy Story Land and Star Wars opened. I really want to go to Hollywood Studios again, because that was my favorite out of the four when we did go. I actually did enjoy Hollywood Studios a lot. So, but of course we gotta get on the Tron ride when it opens, because that looks incredible too. But yep, have a good night. Rise of the Resistance, yeah, I know. That's why I want to at least go back, because the last time we went back in 2016, so it didn't have no Galaxy's Edge or anything like that. So unfortunately, but yeah, have a great night. Thanks for joining. Again, Jask, thank you so much for the donations. I appreciate all that. Like, gosh dang, I think I've made almost $50 from donations in the stream. You guys are amazing. I appreciate it. I'm glad I figured out how to turn them on, because I didn't even realize it was a thing, or I didn't know how they worked really that much. Because before, I used to mainly stream on Twitch for the longest time, and now I'm getting back into YouTube streaming as well, so... Rise of the Resistance, the only reason I want to come back to Disney. Yeah, we gotta go back. But I want to wait a little bit because it sounds like it's hard to even get on that ride, because the way it sounds like, it's kind of like a Vol virtual queue thing where everyone, it gets booked within seconds. It's kind of like trying to buy a PS5 against bots. The way it works, because you have to get on your phone and try and beat everyone and get in line, and it fills up instantly, which is kind of sad. Makes it kind of difficult to get out there. There is one thing, I need to change this pavement to a different color. The other pavement. I'll have to do that eventually, because the other one actually blends in with the pavement a lot better. They just announced it's going to be Norma Q. Did they? If that's the case, then I'm all for that, because I'm ready for Normal Q to come back for that stuff. Because I know one of the guys that worked at SDC, he went to Disney and he wasn't able to ride it. And I'm like, so to me it's kind of a waste that, you know, the ride that you're looking most forward to, and you're not able to get on it, which kind of sucks because of the way it was set up. They just ended it this week. All right, that's good to hear. I like hearing that. I hate virtual queue. Virtual queue's the worst. Last time I went to Holiday World, they were doing virtual queue. Just ask Jess, and it was the stupidest thing. You had to get on the app, and then then it would tell you what time to come back, and there was only 5 to 10 people at a time in line, and they weren't filling trains at all, and it just seemed like a waste. I just kind of hated how that worked, because I'm like, capacity-wise, it was horrible. Waiting 45 minutes, and then once you get there, they're not filling trains, so it's like, because to fill the trains, everyone would have to get there at the same time. You have to wait in line to wait in line. Like, there wasn't really any line. There was only a few people in line at a time. Maverick's Drop's a little too good. I love Maverick. One of my favorite rides of all time. How do you guys think this sign looks? Does it look good? I don't know if any of you guys have seen it in real life, but I like the redesign that I did here. I think it looks a lot better. I need to finish. Of course I do need to finish Mystic in general. Anyone been on American Eagle? I've been on Screaming Eagle at Six Flags St. Louis, but Disney has been empty in terms of crowds recently. Has it? Sounds good. Good time to go then, if it's been empty. Epcot, it looked packed. It just kind of depends on when you go, you know. I always try to avoid weekends by all means, and I usually try to go during the slower points in time. Like September is usually a really good time to go to parks if you can. Like for Silver Dollar City, this is the slowest time of the year. If you go, even the weekends aren't even that bad. So like if you go on a Saturday and Sunday, or Saturday, it's still not that bad. Sunday preferably, because it's a lot slower on Sundays than Saturdays. But if you can go on like a Friday, because we're only open on the weekends, Friday through Sunday for a few weeks on September. If you can go on a Friday or Sunday, it's going to be very slow. Like, Outlaw runs a walk-on all day for Fridays and Sundays. And most of the other rides are walk-ons, too. What are some of the things you want for Planco 2? Oh my gosh, there's so many things I would want. But, obviously, I think one of the biggest things I'm starting to want the most now is multiplayer, to where you can get multiple people in a park building at the same time. That would be absolutely amazing. A lot of other theme park simulators are starting to do that. Like, I think you can do it in Parkitect now. I can't remember if that's the thing. Open RCT 2. I mean, come on. And then, of course, all caps switch tracks. Switch tracks and drop tracks. I want really, really badly. And give me my Mach Extreme spinning coaster, please. I've wanted it so long. I mean, yes, I got the mock spinning coaster, but I want the extreme spinning coaster. The trains look so much different. I hate having these ones because they just don't look as good, or they don't look right. The mock extreme spinning coasters, I love the trains on them. They look so good. They're just beautiful. We need better paths. Obviously, they can improve the path system. I know a lot of people are asking for that. I do think a spray, like a terrain spray path would work really, really cool. It would be kind of hard for them to implement, I think, but if they did it right, they could potentially make something like that. I could see something like that, because that would be easier. If you could just spray your path onto the terrain, that would make it so much easier. Because it's so hard to use the terrain and paths together. I think the path system's fine. If you're on flat land, I think it works just fine. If you know how to use it properly, it's actually not that hard. And but if you're using path with terrain and playing a coaster, it is a nightmare. When it comes to the terrain. I'm one of those that don't mind the path system that much. I think it works fine, just depending on how you use it. Again, it is more of a nightmare when you're trying to use it with the terrain. If you're trying to use it with terrain, it does become a little bit of a nightmare. If you're using it on flat land, I think you can pretty much do almost anything you want with it, for the most part, if you do it right. But I think it definitely could use some improvements, especially when it comes to like elevated paths and the thickness of paths. Allow us to have thinner paths, you know, like why can't I go smaller than this? Sometimes I find myself needing paths that can go as small as like the queue line here, like because the queue can go a lot smaller. You know, I need my ride to happiness. Yes, I want to be able to build stuff like that. Drag and stretch fences and walls. That would definitely save a lot of time too. Get rid of grid, building brick style. I like being able to. I like kind of like how the buildings are when it comes to grid items, but I feel like you should also be able to move the grid items to also work. Like be able to turn the grid on and off with all items, if that makes sense. So if you're building within a building, say right here, say I could build. Say if I used this piece, be able to turn the grid on and off. Obviously you can turn the grid size down, but to be able to have the option just to turn it off entirely and be able to rotate this piece any direction I want, because grid items you can't rotate them the same. You can't rotate them, you know, on all axes. You can't. Start building parks a long time ago in Planko. Didn't have the commitment. Just make RMCs and multi-launches. Fair enough. I still try to make parks because I love it. I love it when it actually comes together. You just gotta have patience, and it's hard to have that patience sometimes. You know. Okay, let's see if there's any details I can add to this building real quick. I know I wanted to get a little bit more done than what I have so far, but scroll up to my references here. Did I pass it? No. Oh, there's the video, so it must be right up here. There it is. So yeah, this is the building we're trying to build. Sorry, it's hard to probably see because of the reflections and stuff. Right there. That's what this building's gonna be. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying. We're trying. Alright, this was taken this way, so... Or was it? I can't tell. I can't tell anymore. Alright, let's get this, let's get the door right here, which is elevated off the ground. I think it's a fake door, so... Like, it's not an actual functioning door, so... Everything's built on the hill here, so it also becomes a kind of a challenge to build as well. think this one will probably work the best. That is not the color we need. It's got to be faded. This is Silver Dollar City. Get that faded color in there. But yeah, it's legitimately just like hanging off the ground like that. That's how it is. So. Okay. Now I don't think I got any other angles on the picture here, but I did make a video, or I did take a video that got us multiple angles, so let me switch over to that video. Okay, so that is Kate's. Here's this side of the building. Which there's a planter that goes along the side. I wish there was street view. Oh, it comes down onto an angle there. That's right, because this pathway right here is very, very tiny. Like, there's not a whole lot of space here, so that's okay. That actually works. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna split you off the building. We're gonna have to create a separate building piece here that is going to be a little bit angled. These buildings are so unique and can make it very difficult. They're a little bit difficult to create in game a bit. Alright, I'm not gonna go too angled because we don't have a whole lot of space to work with. I can always adjust this past a little bit to be further down here if needed. Shout out to Tim. Oh yeah, Tim hook you up with cups at Outlaw. Tim's got great hair too. In case you didn't know, his hair is real. He gets that all the time. A lot of people don't think his hair is real, but it is real. So stop asking if his hair is real. Let's see if I can maybe push this back a little bit to where that is not gonna show right there. Perfect. Okay, so this actually is a different wall texture. I'm gonna have to use a different wall. Ugh. No matter. No matter. Okay, so we need the green one, this one. And I think about 2 wall pieces there is gonna actually do us perfectly. I'm actually gonna go back a little bit here. To see how that looks. Okay, so there's a one. Yeah, I'd say 2 pieces should be long enough. And then there's actually a little bit of a planter in front of this as well, which is also going to be kind of tough to capture. But what does the bottom look like? Is the bottom a different type of texture? A little bit. Yeah, it's the I think we can get away using the same texture, but make it a slightly different shade here. I think it's a little bit of a darker green. Just a little bit of a different shade here. And we're probably going to have to, of course, readjust the path here so it's not like, or we can just potentially, again, it's a very narrow path here. A lot of people, it's kind of like a little back way to get up here. And it's a very tiny path. It's very thin. Why does SDC not do spiels? They're half the fun of the ride. What do you mean, spiels? I mean, we always do spiels. Outlaw Runs is automated, so they don't really want us talking in front of that one. Outlaw Run and Time Traveler have automated. So is Mystic River Falls. The rest of the rides, they usually say stuff themselves or do spiels themselves. I need to have a smaller piece. I need to make a small piece of that one. Let me see if I can make a mini piece so we can curve it a little bit easier. Let's take one of these, place it down, and we're gonna edit it. All right. Oh, so are you talking to like the dispatches? Kind of like Outlaw Run's Hia and Time Traveler's Ding. If that's what you mean, then there's only two rides. Like ever since Outlaw Run, they've been adding those to like all the rides. So it's basically mostly on the newer rides. There, we have a smaller piece version of this now. I'm gonna actually store this over here. That way we always have one. And riding fast, armed with rifles, wearing masks. Ball numbers coming, drawn near, everybody's heart is filled with fear. I absolutely love the dispatch sounds when... I absolutely love that kind of stuff. And I think more parks are starting to do it. I'm like, even like Steel Vengeance has it. Unless it doesn't work anymore, but they always had the... I forgot some of the spiels because I've only been there once, but because it would be like, let's give Maverick a run for his money or something like that. There, now we can actually make tighter turns here. I should have done this beforehand because I have some, I might redo some of them that have more rounded pieces. Gotta use the shorter piece for this. Dune Delights. But I've definitely seen more newer rides start doing it. It'd be kind of cool if maybe some parks would do it to their old, or add it to their older rides. That'd be kind of a cool thing. Oh dang it, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, it's all part of the same... No, I didn't want that. I didn't want it to be the same piece. Ah, crap. It's gonna make it harder. It's okay, we can adjust here. Ba-dum bum ba-da-dum. All right, that should be about wide enough there. It's like this does come around here. I'm not sure if it goes all the way around. I'll have to get some references on the other side of this building and see what we're working with. So I'm just gonna build it to about right here, because it curves around to the back side of the building, and that's about all I got for that. So, and now with all this selected, we can maybe adjust it. Gonna angle it a little bit and not have it too far out of the ground. Ba-da-dum. It's gonna take some adjusting to get this exactly where I need it or want it. Because we want it, I don't want it too far up or out of the ground. It's got to be pretty close to the ground. That's actually pretty good. Da 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 ba ba da ba ba da 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 da. I'm a Steel Vengeance. Me too. I haven't ridden it since 2018 when it opened. That was the last time I was at Cedar Point. It was 2018. I ain't making a Cedar Point trip. It's been so long since I've gone. Alright, we're gonna have to place some curbs here so our guests don't walk through the walls here. We obviously don't want that happening. We gotta shut that down. Alright, build that up to around there for now. And we'll find some curbs. Gonna head to bed now. Good night. Alright, we'll see you later. Thanks for joining the stream. I appreciate you being here. Have a wonderful night. Of course. Alright, we're gonna see if this will work. I'm gonna try and remember to put my curbs more often, or work on them, or do them as I go, because I'm gonna forget some, I know. Made a dive that valleys? Awesome. Valleys and you just get stuck. I've always wanted to valley on a coaster, because I feel like the coaster would never end. It would just go rock back and forth. Alright, have a good night, Lily. Have a good night. Cow Goes Moo also is heading to bed, so good night to y'all. Have a great night. I was like, I don't know how late we'll be up. Hopefully, probably not too long. Pantheon over Iron Gwazi. We'll have to see. Pantheon looks really, really good, too. I think they're going to both be good. I've never been to Busch Gardens Williamsburg, though. But I'm happy to see that those rides are all going to start opening this next year, so. This path actually is looking really, really accurate. I might have to move the main part right there to here, but it's looking pretty accurate right now. Oh, hey, the autosave's done. Sweet. Alright, let's see if we can get people to walk around here. Don't walk through. There you go. That's better. This is a no walk zone. Gotta walk on the path. How dare you walk right there? See, there's not enough room for them to walk right there, so. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Crap, 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 crap. Alright, just gonna see if I can widen that out a little bit for them. There you go. Alright, I didn't say you could walk through there. That's a no walk zone. Alright, we've had one group go through it so far. Alright, now they're walking around. Look at that. There they go. Perfect. That's what we want right there. Exactly what we want. Alright. I hate it when my screen turns off by itself. Alright, there are some plants. And a few other things. There's like a big pole here for a big display for Christmas. That is used for the Christmas in Midtown. Let's see if I can get a decent shot at that. There we go. And there's just like some random plants on the side of the building here as well. I actually think the crate is like a nice, there's a base for this pole too. So we're gonna try and I think it's like one of these crates will work as the base for this pole. And we'll put this pole in. So we're gonna do that, and now we're gonna go ahead and put in our few bushes and stuff that are in here. Turn off line to surface, do this. Alright, let's get the pole in here. Maybe other columns or framework. Probably go to framework because that's where our poles. We will probably use one of these ones right here. Because I think this is the one where the globe is on top of. That rotates in a circle for Christmas. And it's always standing, it's always sitting here as well, so it's always going to be here. Even when it is not Christmas, it still is there. And then they put the globe up once it's Christmas time. Alright, we're going to place a couple of windows here. And they're just very basic windows, nothing fancy, just like these ones. Kind of with that color. Lower them down closer to there. And then we're gonna go over here, and then there's some like wall plants or something along those lines. There are plants hanging on the wall. Might even do like this. That actually looks fairly accurate. That's just funny. As weird as it might look, but still fairly accurate. Let's push this one in a little bit. There's like a purple one here too, so. Pretty good. Pretty good. I think that's about as tall as we need that to go to. It's maybe a little taller, but once you get the globe on there, it'll look really nice in Midtown. I'm thinking ahead for the Christmas version, so yeah, Midtown is actually going to start coming together. It is coming together, isn't it? So after we get this building, I might go over to these steps here pretty soon. Maybe next time we work on it, we'll work on these steps and maybe a little bit of the start of Grandfather's Mansion. I would love to make Grandfather's Mansion slightly functional, but not sure how I'm gonna do it yet. I'll probably have like an entranceway and put like a shop in there or something, and then have an exit as well. That's the only way I think I might be able to do Grandfather's Mansion. It's not gonna be perfect. Probably won't have much of an interior, honestly. I probably won't put an interior on it. Yeah, this building's actually starting to look fairly good though. Like, very simple, nothing too complex, but it's looking pretty nice. Once you put it right next to Kate's right here, it's actually starting to make Midtown look a lot better. So gonna head to bed, have a good night. Yeah, we're gonna be heading off here pretty soon as well, so have a good night, Gavin. Since it is getting a little late. I wish I could have started a little bit earlier tonight, but that's alright. But we're doing a little more and more, little by little here, which is definitely good. Mr. River Falls sign's looking pretty good so far. So that's a good sign. Because I can actually feel myself starting to get tired too, so a lot of you guys I think are heading to bed, so might be heading off here soon. I remember I always had a dream of making a Silver Dollar City recreation and a theme park simulation game, and I never thought it would actually come true. And the more and more we do, you know, the more excited I get, because I want to get this project done so bad, and I know a lot of you guys want it on the workshop as well, so it's coming, guys. I know a lot of people want me to post it right now, but I'm like, it's not close, it's not finished enough. I'll probably put it on the workshop before it's fully finished, but I want everything to look a lot more full, so I don't want there to be a completely empty area like this. So I don't want anything like that, you know. I want to get it finished enough to where I feel confident to post it on the workshop. So, and honestly, I think it's done pretty good when it comes to the optimization of this park. I think I've done a pretty good job. I mean, I know I have a super high-end computer, so I'm still getting nearly 40 frames a second in this park, but you know, all things considered, I shouldn't be getting that many frames. But of course, the lower end PCs might have some issues with this park, but I think what kills the frame rates the most is actually the rides. Buildings and structures, honestly, I've learned, do not contribute as much. So when you have a lot of buildings with a lot of pieces, I don't think it actually contributes too much when it comes to frame rates. So you can have like all the buildings you want, but when you start putting in a lot of rides, like a lot of coasters, I think coasters are the ones that drop the frames the most. So Sword Art City has 7 coasters total, and I think I've put them all in. So I don't think we're gonna drop our frame rates too much, because the rest of the park is mostly buildings, structures, and scenery. That's basically the main thing we're going to be doing here. And shops, I guess. I guess we'll probably be putting in some more shops, but and I'm sitting in here with 2,700 guests in the park as well, so we got to keep that in mind at the same time. I also have over 2,700 guests, and I'm still getting 30 to 40 frames a second between the two. I don't really ever see a drop under 30 frames either, which is impressive. So I think I did a pretty good job when it comes to all that. And even though I've been adding more and more, the frames haven't dropped at all. So of course, having a 5900X and a 3080 Ti obviously contributes to my frame rates. So I know it's not going to be that way for everybody, but I just hope it works fairly well. I'm going to be testing it with other people to see, to make sure it works properly before I put it on the workshop. So hopefully that will be all great. So anyways, I think I'm going to head out here for now. I hope you guys enjoyed. A lot of you guys already left because a lot of you went to bed. So I think I'm going to be doing the same here soon myself. So, but I appreciate you guys for being here. I know we didn't get a whole lot done, but you know, we did a little bit, and as long as we're doing a little bit at a time, it all adds up in the end, I think. So, and when we come back, I think I'm going to start on the scenery and stuff of these steps and start working on some of the buildings around that as well. So look a little bit more finished in Midtown, because again, Midtown was one of my most underdeveloped areas, and we had to get some building in there. So and get those. Hopefully, we'll get all those nice, because I want to get these buildings all in here and everything in this area. Because once I get that finished, my gosh, it's gonna look so much closer to finished. Of course, Fireman's and the Rivertown area right here are kind of the areas that need the most work right now. Because Fireman's Landing, obviously, I haven't really done a whole lot there. And then this little path over here is very underdeveloped as well. But the good thing is there's not a whole lot here. It's gonna mostly be trees and fences and stuff along those lines. When it comes to here, these theaters and this pottery shop that's gonna go right here, and stuff like that, those are the only buildings really there. And then there's also another building right here as well, but and of course the water boggin tower, and there's not a whole lot after that. It's just those few buildings that are there. So this little pathway is probably not gonna be too hard once we get there. And then Fireman's Landing is gonna take a little bit of time as well. Maybe, of course, I've thought about maybe using parts of Darren's recreation that he put together. but it's really hard to fit somebody else's recreation into here and have it fit well because our proportions are obviously very different. I've gone with more of a larger proportions just to kind of fit a little bit better because obviously the drop tower or the launch tower Firefall, this is way too tall for the actual thing because Firefall is actually a very short launch tower, SNS launch tower. So as you can see with Darren's here, his launch tower looks crazy too tall because his proportions are more realistic. So that's the one thing with his proportions on his recreation are a little bit more on the realistic side. Mine, I would say, is on the realistic side, but at the same time, I'm kind of, with how Planet Coaster is, I'm trying to fit it in at the same time. I'm trying to get a good spot there. So, but I think I'm doing a good job. I think it looks good. I think everything is flowing together pretty well. There are a couple spots that are a little bit inaccurate when you try to put sections together because you might have a path that is a little bit too longer than what it should be, but it has to be that long to connect with the other section. Otherwise, you would have to completely redo the other section and move it over, which is definitely too much of a pain. So I've gotten to the point where I can, where I'm really good at just adjusting. So I'm gonna head on to bed. Have a great rest of the night. Good night. Yep, we're gonna head out too. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll be back on Twitch tomorrow. We're going to be live streaming on Twitch, so make sure you're following me on Twitch if you haven't already to check out those streams as well. So, good night. Looking forward to see the rest of the recreation. Yep, we'll be here every Monday. Every Monday. So, have a great night, guys, and make sure you have a great day, and even cooler tomorrow. And I will see you guys in the next live stream or video. Thanks so much, and goodbye.